What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Bundesliga career mode. This is episode number 48, and we start today's episode off on the back of our 2-0 win against Copenhagen in matchday 4 in the Champions League, to put us 4 points clear of Fenerbahce in third, meaning that one win in our final 2 games will see us through. Heading to this game against Mainz away, back to matters in the Bundesliga, where Bielefeld, for the first time all season long, are in a European place. Yeah, a really tough start to the season, but whilst I don't want to jinx it, it does seem as though we've got it sorted. 4 straight wins in all competitions now, taking on Mainz away from home. Messiah Okugawa is back in the team and of course scored on his return in the last game in our win over Copenhagen as well. It does seem as though now we might well be able to kickstart our season after a really rough start. So first game, Mainz away. We had the better start in the first half of this one, but we were still deadlocked at 0-0, and our final chance fell right before the break. A good save on Konstantin Schäfer kept it goalless, and then from the corner, well, we haven't had too many injuries to worry about this season, but there is our first. Felix Agu going down with an aerial duel, and eventually I'll take him off at half-time as well. Not wanting to risk it as Felix went down in a bit of pain. So tied at 0-0 heading into the break, and in the second half looking to get the goal to get us in front. It was a really tense game, to be fair. We've been a little bit better in front of goal recently. We had 2 4-0 victories back-to-back against Köln and then Fürth in the cup as well. But in this one, was a little bit flat, to be honest. I never really got going. One of those games of FIFA where you feel as though at some point you sort of kick into it. Do you know what I mean? You'll sort of kick into gear, you'll take it up a notch, and then you'll get the chances and then you'll get the goals. Never really happened in this game. We had 8 shots in the game, and the next year about 2.4, I think it was. But really, one of those games where the stats are a bit deceptive. I mean, I had a couple of chances, don't get me wrong, but never really looked too convincing and too potent when going forward. Goalless draw against Mainz, and not really the way I wanted to end what was our winning run. 4 straight wins in a row, and then a goalless draw against Mainz. That's a poor slip up there, especially knowing our next 2 games will be 2 of the toughest of the season. Borussia Dortmund at the Schuko, and then PSG in the Champions League as well. So, following game, it was indeed Borussia Dortmund, who haven't been quite as good in this series so far. In fact, they're yet to win a trophy, as far as I remember, in the first 3 seasons. So, now taking on Borussia Dortmund, they are still one of the strongest sides in Germany, despite a bit of a trophyless run for them. And 5 minutes in, we beat them in the Schuko last season on the opening day, for our first win against them since the save began. And 6 minutes in, oh, the boys are back. Okugawa's first game back for us was that win over Copenhagen where he scored the dagger on his return. And then just 6 minutes into the game, he sets up his bro, Jamie Llewellyn, for goal number 9. Yep, the boys are back, baby. You love to see it. Last season, they both went down in the second third of the season. Okugawa for 7 months, Llewellyn for 3. And as we know, Brekalo and Kolo Muani had a bit of a sort of, side story bromance themselves. But the main bros in this team are Llewellyn and Okugawa. First game starting together. What do? Combined for our opening goal. We take the lead, it's 1-0. Renato Sanchez levelled things to the visitors, but 12 minutes in, oh my word, a frenetic start to the game and nothing like the Mainz one. 3 goals in the opening 15 minutes, and Jamie and Bielefeld had 2 of them. Llewellyn got goals number 9 and 10 for the season. He's already into double digits. He wants that first golden boot. He could have had it in season 2, and he would have had it had it not been for Robert Lewandowski's amazing brilliance as per usual. Then last season he got the injury when he was in great form. Is this the season where the stars finally align for Llewellyn and he gets that first golden boot? Well, he's off to a great start. Already double digits and we lead by a goal. Right before the break, we could have gone 3-1 up. A great save there, kept it at 2-1, tipping the ball into the crossbar. But with our final chance of the half, Robin Hack stepped in from the left and got his 2nd goal in the league this season. I've mentioned it in the last 2 episodes, to start the season off, I don't really know why, but I've struggled using Robin Hack. It happens every now and then. One of your most consistent offensive players. Sometimes you just struggle to get them either involved or firing on all cylinders, and they go through a drought of either assists or goals. This has just been the time for Robin Hack. Start the season off, took him a while to get his first goal. That came in Denmark, and then got his first league goal, which was the game winner, of course, against Wolfsburg in the last episode. But it's his 2nd goal of the season. It gave us a 2-goal cushion and put us 3-1 up right before the break. And I knew at that point then, if we stay tight defensively, we'll see out a big scalp here against Dortmund. But staying tight defensively is something Bielefeld do a good job of in real life, but not when I'm managing them in the game. Yeah, 11 minutes after the restart, Erling Haaland bags Dortmund's second, Renato Sanchez scores the first and sets up the second as the Portuguese playmaker was on fire in this game. It's 3-2, but I've talked about this oftentimes. In this year's FIFA, I can't defend. But what I can do is score a lot, so I thought, just keep on attacking, mate. Just keep on going forward, and you might get another goal. 65 minutes in, Llewellyn almost got his first hat-trick of the season. Great save there, kept it at 3-2, and thankfully in the end, he might not have got the match ball, but he did win us the points. Final score, Bielefeld 3, Dortmund 2. And on the back of the slip-up to Mainz away from home, this was a great response, taking on one of the strongest sides in Germany, picking up a big scalp, really, really big win there, and that now means it's 5 wins in 6 in all competitions, and no defeats in our last 6 as well. It had been a really tough start for Bielefeld, but finally, after such a challenging beginning to Season 4, which I've talked about, it is one of the things what I'm really enjoying this series, and also this FIFA as well, is the challenge is much harder this year. It is good to know we're finally getting back to our best. Touch wood, it remains that way. So, following game, 3rd of 4 in today's episode, and it's match day 5 in the Champions League. Massive game between the top 2 as PSG will come and take on Schuko. And unfortunately, we had a bit of an immersion realism breaking moment. Yep, not for the first time this series, not for the first time this FIFA. We've got staff on the pitch. Don't think this bug will ever get fixed. It's so frustrating. So taking on PSG, massive game here, match day 5. And as I mentioned before, after our win against Copenhagen on match day 4, win this one against Pochettino's PSG, and we will guarantee qualification with a game to spare. Easier said than done though, against a side that are 100% to start the group off. So starting the game, it was PSG getting the early chances, unsurprisingly best team in the group, and Zach Steffen, who we knew would have a very long evening, made a couple of great saves. First denying his man and then tipping the ball onto the post there as we were still deadlocked at 0-0, and then 25 minutes in, after an onslaught of attacks from PSG, I was thinking the goal is surely going to come at some point. Wijnaldum robs his man, back heels to Neymar, he offloads to Ziyech, and again it's the American making the save. Half an hour in, PSG must have been thinking what we've got to do to get that goal. It was all PSG in the opening half an hour. I thought for sure they'd break the lock at some point, but Zach Steffen had other ideas. So still 0-0. We had one good chance in the opening half an hour. Storming down the right side of Robin Hack, Gigi, who was amazing at the Parc des Princes, one man of the match on the first game of the group, kept the score at 0-0 there after a good save. So our first half for the goalkeepers really, as we were still tied and still deadlocked, and right before the break, our final chance of the half, Hubner outpaces Juan Bernat, beats the Spaniard, goes through 1-1. But fires it wide. Still searching for his first goal since coming in on a free transfer. He's got all the ability, but I'm just not performing too well with him. So still tied at 0-0. But we'll get into the first half. We've been dominated in the first half an hour, but after that, we'd showed we got what it takes to get the goals. We didn't score in Paris. We lost the game 1-0. But I felt for sure if we kept on attacking in this game, we'd finally beat Gigi Donnarumma for the first time in the group, and we would. 3 minutes after the restart. And finally, I've been talking about Bielefeld coming back, Okugawa coming back. The boys are back. Robin Hack, tough starts of the season, finally consistently delivering performances. Scores the opening goal of the game, beats the Italian. We lead by 1, and he could have got his second and our second of the game a few minutes later. Another great save by Gigi, still up by 1, but momentum totally changed in this game. Half an hour in, it was all PSG, but following that, and I talk about momentum in FIFA a lot and how it's a real thing, and it should be in the game, and I do believe it should be in the game, and it definitely is. Sometimes it's really, really OP. This is just one of those games where it was so overpowered and on full display. All PSG in the first half an hour, and then all Arminia Bielefeld. The visitors didn't really do anything in the second half until late on. Once again, though, my guy in between the sticks, Zach Steffen, the former Man City goalkeeper, with another amazing save, having his best performance in a Bielefeld yellow goalkeeper jersey so far since coming in the summer. Great save, kept it at 1-0 from the counter. We hit the woodwork, but thankfully whilst we couldn't find a second goal, it did not matter. We had the reverse scoreline in the reverse fixture, and this time we take on PSG at home and win by a goal to 0. It was so funny because it really did feel like deja vu. Just the other way around, because you remember on match day 1, we played better than PSG, but lost by a goal to 0. And the main reason why is because Donnarumma won man of the match and was just on flames all game long. And it really was like giving PSG a taste of their own medicine. This game, it was the same but the opposite, if that makes sense. PSG should have won this game with all the chances they got, but we won it by a goal to 0, mainly because Steffen was a monster between the sticks. It was like Donnarumma on fire at the Parc des Princes, helping his team get the win. And then at the Schuko, it was all about Zach Steffen. His best game in a Bielefeld shirt, ensure we got the clean sheet and the win, and that does mean, with a game to spare, qualification is in the bag. If we win on match day 6, we could qualify as group winners, but that would mean PSG would need to lose against Copenhagen. Let's be honest here, the likelihood of that is very, very slim indeed. So on match day 6 away in Turkey, no, we've qualified. Let's be honest here, runners-up is probably where we'll finish. So away in Turkey against Fenerbahce, I'll rest my entire team. Yes, we'll probably give it a chance of finishing as group winners, but I can't see PSG losing to Copenhagen, who have not got a win so far in the group. So final game of today's episode, and after no losses in our last 7 in all competition, best run of form for Arminia Bielefeld. Oh, the boys are back. 11 for the campaign already for Jamie Llewellyn as he opens the scoring. But then after the restart here, 4 minutes after the break, Hoffenheim would find their leveller. Taking on the side at the bottom of the table right now, I was thinking, right, this should be a banker here. Great run of form. No losses in our last 7 all competitions. Big wins against Dortmund and PSG. Now the side at the bottom. Well, I do mention it every now and then. Sometimes the toughest games to win are what you'd think would be the easiest ones. Hoffenheim find their leveller. It's Sailmakers, former Milan winger with the goal. The Belgian puts them back on level terms, but from kickoff after we momentarily surrender possession, we want it straight back. And yes, the boys are indeed back, including this man. Welcome back, Messiah Okugawa. I love him to pieces. We missed him so much at the start of the season. He's back, baby. It's already his second goal since returning from injury, first in the Bundesliga this year, and he puts us back in front as we're up by 2-1 at Hoffenheim. With 4 minutes to go, this would have been amazing as well. Ludwig with the showboating there, flicking the ball over his defender, eventually worked the ball into Okugawa, who could have had his brace and scored the dagger later on, but thankfully it did not matter that he fired wide. Final score away against Hoffenheim, not my best performance, but a win regardless. Hoffenheim 1, Arminia Bielefeld 2, 7 wins in our last 8 games and no defeats in our last 8 in all competitions. Qualified with a game to spare in the Champions League after a tough start in Europe, and for the first time this season, 13 games in, long way to go, but Bielefeld are back in the top 4 and only behind the league leaders on goal difference. Such a tough beginning, 19 goals conceded, but finally it does feel as though the boys are back. But that will end today's episode of the Bundesliga career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Enjoy. If you haven't, drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Bundesliga career mode very soon.